Congratulations to Chief Justice Sarah Stewart, Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court.
When I was growing up, there weren't really a lot of options that people talked about for women to do. When I graduated from the University of Arkansas, I had a communications degree, and I went into retail management, which was kind of a traditional path for women at that time. And I hated it a lot. So I decided that at that point that I really wanted to try to explore this career of being a lawyer. And I ended up taking the law school admissions test and doing well, and I went to Vanderbilt to law school. When I got out of law school, I practiced with a large firm in Mobile for a while, and then I practiced with just my brother and I for a while. In 2006, I became a jury trial judge in Mobile, where I was a trial judge for 13 years. And then I've been on the Supreme Court for 6 years, and then just have been Chief Justice for about 7 weeks. But I do think that I've been able to have an impact on Alabama by setting, I guess, standards and opening paths for other women to be involved in leadership, which is why I think this group is such a great group, because that's one of the things that you focus on, is trying to empower women. And about 3 years ago, I won the Trailblazer Award from the Mobile Bar Association, recognizing some of the things that I did. When I went through the legal profession, there were probably less than 10 women that stayed full-time as lawyers from the beginning of their practice until the time they retired. A lot of women went part-time, or they dropped out to have children and raise their children, all of which are perfectly legitimate paths, but there were very few of us that stayed in the profession. So I think by me staying in the profession, and then when I was appointed a circuit judge in Mobile, I was the first female jury trial judge in Mobile in 2006. Once I got involved in the trial court leadership statewide, I became the first female president of the Circuit Judges Association. So I think I set some pathways for other women behind me to come through. I certainly wasn't, I don't think, as transformative as Janie Shores and some of the women that we had who really had barriers to trying to even just practice law. But I do think that by being here and being in the positions that I have been in, it allowed other women to see that this is something too that they could do. I like to tell young women that when you get to this stage, you need to think about a three-legged stool. And it's not just family and home and your work, because that would be a two-legged stool, but a three-legged stool, the third piece of that has got to be you, and that you need to take time to take care of your needs, your physical needs. You need to be able to exercise, you need to be eating right, you need to have some sort of spiritual life, however that shapes up for you. And part of that being you part to me is, again, being involved in activities, volunteering, trying to get involved with groups of people whose values you admire or whose values that you want to try to help shape. And that's part of the you of the three-legged stool that's really important to also focus on, besides just your family and your work.